Good afternoon. Thanks for tuning in to Dear Sybersue. I'm Susan McCord. Today we're going to discuss silent resentment in a relationship. This happens when you have quiet frustrations that keep coming back into your daily life when you're living with your partner. These are emotional problems that you don't feel that you're being seen, you don't feel you're being heard, you feel undervalued. There's all sorts of things that come into play here. The biggest problem, though, is the silence that it creates and the walls that it builds up. When you're in a healthy, balanced relationship, you're communicating equally. You don't let things slide. You talk about them. But this can happen when you have had arguments in the past and you don't feel that they're being fixed. They're continuing on. So you say, what's the point? And you shut down. This is quite common in a lot of relationships when the communication is lacking. So this is why I stress in pretty much every video how important communication is in your relationship. You don't want to get to the stage where you're living in a home, but you're separate from each other. You don't feel that you can open up with them because they're either not hearing you or they're just letting things go. And this is what causes people to have a building resentment because of the fact they don't feel their partner is contributing to keep the relationship in a good place. What are some of the signs of silent resentment? One of the first things that you will notice is your conversation is very limited. It's very surface. It's mainly about the house, chores, kids, all those kind of things. There's not a deep communication happening. And you're feeling like you're more in a platonic relationship than you are in a romantic relationship. Another situation that you will notice is that when you've had conflict in the past and it doesn't get resolved, you start to pull away even more because you understand that this isn't going anywhere. You're just going to keep repeating yourself. So basically you give up even talking. So you start living beside each other, just going through the motions every day. The romance is gone. The intimacy starts slowing down. That's another huge sign of silence happening within your partnership. Another sign is you start to feel very lonely in your relationship. You don't feel that you have a partner. You feel that somebody is there, but they're not contributing to your life in any form, and you're not in theirs. You've become very separate in everything that you do. And so this resentment can build up over time because you start looking at them differently. Why are they not wanting to be with me on that level? Why have we got to this place? Why do I feel undervalued by my partner? Is there any way we can make this better? There's always something you can do if you still love each other. And that's a question you have to ask yourself. Has your relationship gone in a different direction? Are you checked out? Do you not want to be there anymore? If you're starting to subconsciously or consciously make plans about how you can leave the relationship and how this is going to transpire, you're on your way out of your partnership because you're feeling that there's nothing you can do to repair it. You've tried everything. But the thing that I always tell people is we think we can do so much on our own. We don't understand that there is help available. Sometimes we just don't want to air our dirty laundry to a therapist or somebody else in the professional field. So what we do is we sabotage our relationship by not doing that. We don't take the steps that we could take to make it better. We all have times where we don't feel heard or we feel that the communication is changing. This is why it's so important to always talk to your partner and never let it go in this direction. It always takes one person a little bit more in the relationship to understand the value of it and to try and bring things into the forefront to fix them. And that's okay because we do take turns in our relationships being the stronger person. Ask your partner to go out for a walk or a coffee and just say, hey, can we just go out and just talk? I feel like we're really getting far apart here. Sit down with them and just say, what can we do to make this better? Are we going to enhance our relationship with some counseling? Are we going to be able to repair this? Do we love each other enough to make this work? When any type of resentment progresses and gets stronger in a partnership, there's such a huge emotional detachment from each other. And this can be so difficult to come back from because you've left it too long. And all of a sudden the love is starting to become depleted between you because you've learned how to be around each other in a platonic way and not necessarily in a happy way either. You don't want to be in a relationship where you're just surviving, you're just being there. You want to be in a reciprocated, loving partnership. It's always worth doing everything you possibly can to fix it. It really is, because every single relationship going forward is going to have stuff as well. And if you don't understand and learn how to deal with feeling emotionally disconnected from someone and learning how to make that better, then you're going to take that with you anyway into another relationship. So it's always a good idea to try and repair the situation, or at least delve into it to understand what happened. Why is this happening in your relationship and changing the dynamics that you once shared? I also want you to ask yourself, is this something that's always been there from the start of your relationship? Has there always been a bit of a problem in the communication department? Are you stronger than they are? Are they stronger than you are with how you communicate together? Because that's super important. If this has been there from day one, it's a lot harder to repair because that's who you both are. It doesn't mean you can't change that, but it's a lot harder if you have communication problems from your past, either from a bad breakup, from a difficult childhood, whatever the scenario is. It can take a big toll on your relationships in the future. So find out if that's the case. If your partner is just really not a good talker and they don't want to delve into anything within the problems of your partnership, then it makes it really difficult to repair it when only one person's willing to do the work. And that's what you have to figure out here. That's why counseling can help guide you to understanding what it is you're looking for, what it is missing, and what you need to work on within yourself. You also need to take ownership if there's problems. Are you the one that's not talking? Are you the one that's causing problems to make them shut down because maybe it's overwhelming for them? I totally understand that opening up and communicating to that level with your partner takes vulnerability. And if you're not used to being vulnerable or you've got a bit of a wall up, it can be really difficult to share everything with them. But it's really important to learn how to do this in a relationship because your partnership actually depends on this. This is what keeps you going throughout the years together, is to be able to talk to one another. If you're closing up, putting up silent treatment to them, showing them walls, there's nowhere for it to go. If you do decide to go and have a coffee with your partner and talk to them openly about this, use the word I. Don't use the word you. Don't put blame on the other person because that's just going to shut down the discussion even further. You want to say, I would like to make this work. I feel sad about what's happening to us. I would like to get some counseling if you're open to it. I really want to make this work. Those kind of leading sentences when you're out with them will help alleviate any defensiveness that can come from it. If you say you, and point the blame at them, it just shuts everything down and you're not going to improve what's happening right now. All relationships face challenges. The difference with what makes people have longevity in their partnership is because they learn how to share their feelings, anything that's good, bad, whatever is happening. They understand that it has to be balanced in a conversational way. You can't just shut the door if you're not feeling good about something, because not only are you shortchanging yourself, you're shortchanging your partner on understanding why you're being this way. What is transpiring? Why are you feeling that you have to be silent with them? Sometimes they need to know that maybe they're making some mistakes with how they're delivering certain messages to you. There has to be transparency, honesty, and openness when you are dealing with something that's difficult in a relationship. There's no way around it. But if you shut them out, the only thing that's going to happen is the door is going to shut completely. So please, please don't let things go to this degree. Learn how to talk to one another. It's never too late to try to repair your relationship and show your partner the love they deserve. And you also deserve to get that back in return. Thank you so much for tuning in today. Please leave any comments you have. Please subscribe and click like on the video. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much, everyone. Bye-bye.